approved these people for a $450,000 house. They go out, they find a house and make an offer. So the listing agent calls me up and says, we have multiple offers on this house. I just want to talk to you a little bit about your buyers. I was like, hey, listen, I did the approval myself. I verified the cash to close, the income, they're good. We'll have no problems. She explains to me that they had multiple offers, but she is going to take our offer because they feel very comfortable with the whole situation. I'm like, no problem. I get the contract in and I forward it to my processor, who then calls me up later in the day and says, these people don't qualify. I was like, what do you mean these people don't qualify? I did this approval myself. She's like, well, what I'm thinking is you didn't see all these debts in their checking account. I was like, but I would check that. She goes, well, they're not on the credit report. They're not on the application. And these debts seem to be the problem. So I'm like flipped out. I go back and I look at the file and I realized that when we had approved them, they had sent me their savings account, had never sent me that checking account. So I'd seen they had enough money to close. But what they had actually done when it came time to do the deposit, they'd moved the money from their savings to their checking account, and they'd put the checking account in the file. And once I saw that, there was a whole bunch of debts, which basically messed up the debt ratio totally. They basically didn't qualify at this point. So I called the buyer up and I'm like, hey, listen, this is the situation. This is what the situation is now. You can no longer get the house, and we need to bail on this thing really fast because the seller took the house off the market to sell it to you, or you're going to have to pay these debts, and it's several $1,000s. She goes back and forth a little bit, and she decides that she really wanted the house, and she ended up having to pay off several $1,000s of debt in order to get the debt ratio to a point where she qualifies and we can go forward. But I was flipped out, and I didn't ever realize that she had moved money around. She never told me there was another account, and she never told me there was any other accounts. It did get resolved in the end.